It's come to our attention that a few bad eggs, led by one little egg in particular, have spit in the face of that generosity and are
harsh words. Sucker Punch now playing in theaters. So is it a see it, rent it, or skip it? Kevin Carr, movie critic for fatguysatthemovies.com, joins us with the answer. And Kevin, what is this movie all about? I thought I saw dragons. What is this?
There's everything in this movie.
Okay.
It's directed by Zack Snyder, who did 300 and Watchmen. He did the Guardians of Gaul, the Legend, the Owl movie that came out last year. Did the Dawn of the Dead remake. This is his first original story, and it's about this girl who's put into an asylum, and she has to kind of go inside her mind and live in this virtual world to escape sort of the terrible things that are happening to her and put her there. And they got dragons. They're fighting, you know, orcs from like Lord of the Rings kind of movie, World War I, zombies, and I mean, it's all over the map here. Like all of Zack Snyder's movies, it looks brilliant. It has some great action and it's exciting. Story character, not quite there.
Really not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's better at adapting movies and doing like comic book adaptations, really.
Okay. You know, in pointing out Watchmen in particular, that was more of a dark, superhero type of movie. Is that what we're going to see here? Are we going to see kind of the darker side of things?
Oh yeah, yeah. This one's darker. It's got a little bit of grit, but it's not so as dark as Watchmen or 300. This does carry a PG-13 rating.
Okay.
So it's a little more sort of like for the teenage fanboy. I mean, of course, you got pretty girls, you know, in fishnets fighting dragons. So you know who it's going for at this point.
Exactly. I was going to say pretty girls who are teenagers.
Yeah. Well, they're 20. They're in their 20s.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
They actually make a point in the movie. They say 20 years old, so you'd be like, okay.
Oh, okay. So it's all right. Is it kind of a girl power movie? You see the two kind of leads there.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, it is a girl power because it is this ensemble of girls just, you know, taking names and kicking butt.
Really?
So it does really work that. Some people are saying it's not feminist, it's anti-feminist because of sort of the objectification of it, but it's just a big fun movie. Just don't expect much from the plot.
Ah, okay. So since you mentioned the way it was shot, it's in IMAX, right? And so is that worth it?
You know what? If it does look great for these action sequences and the fantasy sequences, those look really cool on the big screen. So you know, it might be worth sort of like that matinee. I wouldn't necessarily pay full price for this one.
Okay.
I wouldn't pay the 10 or 15 bucks to go see it in IMAX at 9 o'clock at night or something like that.
Okay, so earlier you said it's geared more towards teenage boys of all ages.
Yeah, and teenage girls. I think girls can like this movie a lot too.
Okay, so anybody else that it's geared towards?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fanboy element. It's not a huge movie. I don't think it's going to be a huge date movie, and I wouldn't take too young of a kid to see this.
Okay, so see it, rent it, or skip it.
I'm going to say rent it. Okay. You know, maybe Redbox it, or, you know, if you got a good Blu-ray player, check it out when it gets out.
Right, okay. Next is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules. This is a sequel from the first movie, but they didn't screen it for critics like you. So what are you hearing about this movie? What's the word on the street?
Well, the thing is, if you remember the movie last year, it was this cute little story about the kid going to middle school and having to deal with it. It's based on a series of books that are sort of like these hand-drawn, handwritten books, and they're really cool. And all the people are back. They're a year later for the sequel, so they've got a lot of all the characters are back, all the actors are back. So I think you're going to get a lot of the same. It's very much for a, you know, elementary school boy. That's who it's aiming for.
All right. So is it still playing in theaters? And if you think, you know, is it worth maybe go checking out? I
would say, you know, you might want to rent the first one because the first one's out on video now. And then you can go check this one out, although I don't think it's super complex. You don't have to see everything that happens in it before, and I think they're going to explain it really nicely. But, you know.
So you're saying see it?
I would say, you know, I'm going to take my kids.
Okay.
So I'll say that.
Okay, perfect.